Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you have the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, here checking in with my main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champion. Tell them who you are.
What's good people? It's your boy, Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live on a Tuesday with our Week 2 NFL recap and all the other sports news. What's good with you, homie?
I can't call it. Everything is good as always. Man, waiting for this damn heat to die down, man. It's almost October and we still pushing 90s here in Atlanta.
I'm sick of this shit.
So I'm over it, right? I'm ready to pull out the Timbs and the jackets.
Right.
Some sweats, some hoodies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely about that time. I mean, a breeze or something. It's like it got hot again when we got to September.
Right, because I remember thinking middle of the summer, I was like, yeah, it ain't even really been hot. We ain't really have, not that I can recall, really no days of pushing like 100.
I don't recall either. It wasn't bad this year at all.
It's just, I guess the trade-off is just extended.
Right.
But it's all good. It's all good. What's up, good people? Well, again, appreciate all of our viewers, supporters, listeners for tuning in to us as always. If you watch us on the YouTube channel, keep watching, liking, hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Also, leave some comments as well. Tell us how you really feel. Say it with your chest.
Absolutely.
Same thing on the Spreaker and iTunes platform. If you want to go and you're in your car, you want to listen on your mobile device, there you go. We got you covered on there as well. Remember to subscribe to all 3 of those platforms and check out your boys, Uncle Hayden, Diego, every Tuesday and Thursday, giving y'all this NFL football breakdown and some more sports talk. Did you see Elton Brand got the GM job for the Sixers?
You lying?
I mean, I'm not hating. Like, all right, hey, brother, got a chance. All right, that's all good. But you waited all summer, basically.
You for real?
Messed up your whole free agent class. They ended up promoting Elton Brand. I didn't know he was the VP of basketball operations.
I've been tied up with the day job, so I didn't hear that. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I mean, they ain't had nobody else to rock with.
I was just about to say they must couldn't find nobody.
Maybe Joe Dumars didn't send in his resume. Maybe.
Yeah. He been out the game for a minute, haven't he?
That Darko thing killed him, man. He ain't got another job since that Darko shit.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but hey, man, shout out to Elton Brand. Hey, man, congrats, man. I hope you do your thing.
So who's really in charge, Elton Brand or Ben Simmons? Because what if he goes to Ben like, Ben, we're going to bring in such and such. I can see Ben looking at him like, dog, for real, beat it.
Ben is a big piece, but are we going to Ben like for approval?
I mean, I would assume him and Embiid would get some type of say at this point. You need to be on at least your second contract. For me, if I'm the GM, if you ain't at least on your second contract, I'm not coming to you to ask you shit. Because you can still basically leave.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't running shit by you. Go shoot jumpers. How about that? That's what I tell Ben Simmons. Go shoot jumpers.
You silly boy, but no.
Oh man,
right.
But we're gonna get it in, people. Again, we got this NFL this week 2 breakdown to get. Is it week 2? Yeah, it's week 2.
It's week 2.
To get to here in a minute. But before we get into that, y'all know how we started. Intro segment, a little something like the news, but not the news. This is where we share our crazy ass stories, some sports related, some not, that we find throughout the week that we think are entertaining to some degree, and we like to share with y'all. So I'm gonna kick it off this week. As always, I gotta have somebody from. Well, no, this one is not Atlanta. They in Georgia, though. I think this was in Savannah. Yeah,
gotcha.
2 chicks, right? Let me get their names. Ebony Cooper and Leah Presley, both 26 years old, of Savannah, got caught selling edibles weed edibles to undercover cops.
Wow.
Guess where they were at, though?
Where?
At the church.
Shut up.
On church property. The church is having some kind of fundraiser drive or whatever, selling other, crafts and things that people either make or do. And these chicks got the weed edibles. I mean, they got it packaged up, laid out all on the table like it's just okay at the church. And they ended up selling to a couple undercovers. They ended up actually leading them to a home that had more edibles in it, a pink Glock. They found some cash. Yeah, it was a little wild. Like, for real, y'all gonna do it at the church, right? I mean, I know the people at the church smoke just like the other people do, and they drink just the same.
Yeah,
but you ain't gonna sell it.
Somebody had to.
Right? I'm like, how are undercovers in a church trying to catch people? Now, is that what we doing now?
Right. I mean, it's a front.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. My next story, this punk ass dude right here. This dude in Arizona, named Paul Anthony Menchaca, 31. He is facing felony fraud and sex abuse charges because this motherfucker is posing on the internet as his own mother, reaching out to caregivers to come, and take care of him during the day, what have you, feed him, give him baths, clean him up, that kind of thing, because he's supposed to be Down syndrome.
Yeah.
These chicks coming to his house for months, bathing him and everything. Come to find out, they started to get suspicious. So they followed him one day after they dropped him off somewhere. They followed him to the crib, go knock on his door, and his parents open the door like, what? Nah, that motherfucker ain't Down syndrome. He's supposed to be at work. These chicks was basically rubbing dude up, and he was playing like he was retarded or Down syndrome the whole time. They say every time they would bathe him, he would get aroused and, all that kind of shit. So
where do these people come up with this stuff?
Bruh, I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad for laughing, but I don't, because this shit is funny.
Straight finesse. I mean, in his yeah. Wow.
It's a lot of finesse guys out there. A lot of finesse guys.
For real.
Speaking of finesse guys, I don't know if this was a finesse god or just a, fuck you, I'm gonna come up, or I thought faster than you did. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Minkah Fitzpatrick, rookie safety from the Jets, or cornerback from the Jets, one of the two, decided to put in a patent for the phrase Fitzmagic. Now, everybody know that Ryan Fitzpatrick got this thing going with the Fitzmagic. He done came to the press conference with Deshaun Jackson, all his chains on, chest hair out, glasses. So Minkah Fitzpatrick, it's kind of smart.
It is smart.
Hey, he put in the patent. So if you want to sell any gear, Ryan Fitzpatrick, with that Fitzmagic on it, you got to go through Minkah. How about that? Cut that check.
That was pretty smart. That was pretty damn smart. Shout out to him for that. That's a win.
Hell yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, that probably means he don't have CTE, right? Because he is freshly removed from college, so his mind is still fresh.
Right.
Somebody 4, 5, 6 years been taking hits to the head, probably wouldn't have thought that quick.
Hell no. That was real smart of him. Shout out to the homie for that. I bet Jameis Winston won't be buying one of them shirts.
Not at all, right? Not at all. And last, real quick, a shout out to J.R. Smith and his brother Chris. They released a children's book about, them growing up together, helping each other succeed in life and playing basketball. A portion of the book's proceeds will be going to the J.R. Smith Youth Foundation. So I like to see that. A lot of people are starting to put out children's books, especially with African-American kids in it, minority kids in it. So these kids can, read books and play with toys and do things like that look like him. I think the other week you had a story about the young lady that was making the dolls.
Yeah. Martellus Bennett has a couple children's books out. So
right. Now, I don't know. I hope that what's happening here?
What's up?
I hope that I'm good. I hope that J.R. Smith didn't do the writing, because I wouldn't take him as the writer. You know what I'm saying?
JR done calmed down for a minute now. He ain't been a wild animal for a while. You remember JR was a wild animal every night in New York back in the day.
Yeah. I guess I'm just still caught up on the fact that this motherfucker didn't know how much time was on the clock.
He cost Cleveland LeBron James. He cost him. It would have been a harder choice had they at least attempted to win a couple games in that damn final. But it's all good. Shout out to JR on that one.
All right. That's all I got for this week on something like the news stories. Hey, tell the people what you got. I know you always got some good ones.
Yeah, I got a few. All right. A high school coach out in California got relieved of his duties. The coach's name is Luis Barajas. He got relieved of his duties because a couple of players decided to spike the water with a male enhancement drug. And the coach neglected to mention to the parents that the kids spiked the water. And they fired him. So they put some blue diamonds in this water and gave it to these kids. So they were just wild for the night out here. And the coach found out about it and didn't tell. That's a damn shame. Them kids got their coach fired.
They weren't around the cheerleaders, were they?
I don't think so. But it did not go well. Couple kids got sick. It didn't work out. And Luis got fired. They probably didn't like the coach. All right, this is a funny one here. It's a food truck owner in Detroit. Her name is Rocky Coronado. Rocky is known because she refuses to serve law enforcement at her food truck. She says she don't feel safe around them, so she ain't gonna serve them. So a few cops came up, tried to get food. She was like, no. So they sent their friends back to just try again. She was like, no. Went on Facebook and said she don't have to serve them. The police have come out and said that she is very uncooperative with them and has a bad attitude. Shout out to you, Rocky. If you don't want to serve them folks, you don't want to serve them. That's on you. All right. This one here this was actually pretty fucked up. This gentleman named Jack Trout was on vacation with some of his friends before his wedding. They was at the table politicking. You know how dudes talk. A lady who did not know them at a table behind them heard them talking and posted on her Facebook, if you were the person engaged to this guy named Jack Trout, he's laughing about sleeping with another woman the night before. Don't marry him. Blew his shit up. Now, Jackson, he didn't do nothing. The woman got 10,000 likes and 15,000 shares in regards to this post. And this man's wife called it off for a second. Well, fiance called the wedding off for a second before the girl took it down. And she finally agreed to marry him, said they're going through with it. But his whole life turned upside down from a person who wasn't even in their conversation, ear hustling, and going to put it out there for the world with his name.
Talk about hater of the year.
Right. Her name is Steph Kendall. That's terrible. All right, and this last one here, this is kind of, you should already know this.
We should send the beehive after her, the beehive, whatever they call.
She don't want them problems.
They'll shut down her whole social media.
Absolutely. All right. Last Wednesday, the House passed a bill. The House basically stated that cats and dogs are not allowed for human consumption anymore. Why?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had no idea that it was actually legal to eat cats and dogs, but from what I'm reading, in 5 states, it is actually legal. I'm sorry, take that back. 44 states out of 50, it's still legal to eat cats and dogs, but now it's not anymore. They said they will fine you $5,000 for killing, shipping, selling, or donating cat or dogs. Boy, some of these Chinese restaurants are shaking in their damn boots right now.
Okay, wait a goddamn minute. Because no, there's too many questions here. We're not just gonna roll over this shit. Because the first thing I'm thinking is, why do they have to make this a law? And then you said it's legal. It was legal in how many states? 44?
In 44 states out of 50 in the United States to eat a cat or a dog.
So it was legal up until today or this week or whatever.
It was outlawed last week.
Last week, okay. So it was legal to eat the damn dogs and cats.
Yes.
But not fighting. And Michael Vick did how much time, and a lot of other people did how much time for dog fighting, but you can eat the motherfuckers?
I ain't even think about that.
Peter, where are you when this shit is happening?
They should have been on the front lines marching,
all that. 44 states I can throw a dog on the grill? That is ridiculous that they had to vote on this shit.
I just realized you said throw them on the grill.
Seriously. And it took a vote? Wow. Man, this is America.
I'm gonna sip another. I might need to change to straight vodka for the rest of the show. That's some crazy shit right there. Boy. Whew. Oh shit. Okay. Let's get back focused, man. Let's get to work. God.
All right. Let's run these scores down. I can tell you people one thing in advance of Thursday's show. The crown is changing hands. Your boy didn't have a good week last week at all. It's all good though. I'm still here. Let's run these scores.
Sweet and sour chihuahua. Oh man, let's get into these week 2 scores. We're gonna recap the games and then we're gonna go into depth on a few of them. Starting off with the Thursday night game, the Bengals 34-23 over the Ravens. I think AJ Green is probably still catching touchdowns. How many did he have? 3?
He had 3 in the first half, but they fell apart in the second half. Baltimore could have won that game. Right.
It was like Baltimore if they had come to play the first half.
Absolutely.
Then it would have been a different ball game. But Cincinnati took that one to go 2-0. Bengals are 2-0. How about that? Next up, and we're going to go into this game in depth here in a minute. But the Atlanta Falcons won 31-24 over Cam and the Carolina Panthers. We had the Chargers. They jumped out on Buffalo early, and I think they just kind of cruised the rest of the way. But they won 31-20 over Buffalo. And news coming out of Buffalo, of course, is Devontae Davis quitting, retiring at halftime.
Oh, man, Devontae.
Crazy shit there. One of the big games of the week that I was looking forward to ended up in a damn tie. The Vikings and the Green Bay Packers tied at 29.
Somebody got fired behind that.
Yeah, a lot of kickers this week didn't do their goddamn jobs. So that is the second week in a row we have had a tie, and that's a division tie too. So
right,
that could come. That's gonna come back and bite somebody in the ass for the end of the season more than likely.
Absolutely.
Next up, you had the Tennessee Titans winning 20-17 over Deshaun Watson and the Texans.
Hey, put that in perspective, homeboy. Blaine Gabbert at quarterback beat the Houston defense.
Hey, the Houston defense at that.
Right.
And they seem to be having some problems on offense that we were not anticipating. They got to get some things, figured out because 20 points, the defense gave up 20. I'm assuming they gave up all 20.
Yeah.
But that ain't really a lot.
No, it's not.
You want your offense to be putting up more than 17 points. So they got some things.
Most of that came in garbage at the end.
Yeah, I think it was. You're right. So Houston got to get better. Next up, the New Orleans Saints pulled one out by the hairs of their chinny chin 21-18 over Cleveland. I just knew Cleveland was going to win this game.
They had it won, dog. They should be 2-0.
Yeah. So another kicker got fired. Now the extra point that he missed right at the end, I mean, that it really didn't end up mattering because the Saints kicked the field goal anyway. Right. But I heard he missed another chippy field goal, or another extra point that would have changed the complexion of the game. So you got to make
fly back with us.
Hey man, if your only job is to kick, you need to learn how to kick.
Hey, something got to give, man.
And I want to say, didn't they spend? I think they spent a 5th round pick on that kid, Gonzalez.
Trade it up. They're gonna learn to stop trading up for these kickers, and all that. It's been happening the last couple of years, and I believe Aguayo in Tampa was the last one that got traded up for. He ain't even in the league no more.
Yeah, that one. I think they gave. I think they picked him in like the 3rd round.
That's terrible.
It was something crazy. But anyway, Titans winning 20-17 over the Texans. I'm sorry, Saints 21-18 over the Browns. The Miami Dolphins, I think you called this one. They went to the Jets and won 20-12. Next up, we had the Kansas City Chiefs going into Heinz Field in Pittsburgh and winning 42-37. They jumped out with 21-0. Pittsburgh came back and tied it up. But they couldn't stop Mahomes and them boys. And is that game on our list to break down?
Nah, I want 2 more weeks of this. When we get ready to do our power rankings, and this is right here with what they're doing, 2 road wins to start off over good teams. Hey, I just need 2 more weeks to see it. So
you're putting up crazy points. But Kansas City, their teams, especially under Andy Reid, have the tendency to start out hot. And then, for some reason, things somewhere in the middle toward down the stretch seem to unravel a little bit. So we're going to see.
Sheriff, though, well, I'm not Sheriff, different trigger man right now. He's still young, but, Alex's arm starting to get a little wobbly when it get cold. But we're going to see he young. It's early.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say they got the Savages coming up soon, either the Savages or the Rams. So we're going to see.
Let's see. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the aforementioned Ryan Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Mr. Fitzmagic, threw for over 400 yards again, right?
400 again.
Yeah. They won 27-21 over the Eagles. Eagles tried to make it a game late, but they were just too far behind. This at some point, I know we expect the slipper to fall off with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but as of right now, it's going good. I know Deshaun Jackson loves him because he had been over 100 yards receiving in 2 games in a row for the first time in probably forever.
Right.
So, I mean, they got it clicking and working right now.
I don't think them boys in that locker room, the receivers at least, are tripping on Jameis coming back right now. They good.
Right. And I think Mike Evans said, Jameis texted him after the game, told him he was proud of him, blah, blah, blah. What else he supposed to say? But we see you, Jameis. We know what that's about. We know what that's about.
Keep his name out there. Hey, bro, I see you. Y'all balling.
Right. Don't forget about your boy. He got to sit one more game, right?
Yeah.
He had 3 games, right? Okay.
Dog. If they beat Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, get the clipboard, Jameis. You ain't playing no time.
I mean, it's a big game because, right now Pittsburgh don't look great at all.
Pittsburgh need that dub, shawty.
They need it bad.
National television.
They need it bad. So
I'm about that Thursday. That seemed like a must win early in the season.
Very early because you're already 0-1-1. Cincinnati 2-0. The Ravens are 1-1 and looking better than y'all, even when Flacco is still looking like he's sleepwalking at times. But we'll see. But yeah, Pittsburgh is definitely a must win coming up. We'll touch on that later. Where did I leave off? Okay, Andrew Luck and the Colts. They went into DC and won 21-9. I didn't really see much of that game, so I don't have too much of a take on that. Did you see any of it?
No, and I'm very surprised they went and beat the brakes off of Arizona week 1 and then lay an egg in their home opener. Do you know a starter on the Indy defense? Like one starter?
They got a couple of cornerbacks. They got a defensive line, some linebackers.
No names, though. I'll rest my case.
Damn, you're right. I don't know not one. Now I'm gonna have to go look that up when we get off the air because I gotta find that out now. But next up, speaking of eggs, the Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 34-0. I think it's not. I know we said it in the pregame or previews before the season started. We said it last week as well. Arizona Cardinals are going to have trouble scoring points.
Hey man, why Josh Rosen should be starting this week? What they losing?
I don't understand what they. Yeah, this is a case. This is another case. I don't know what they're waiting on. Maybe they wanted to give Sam a couple games to kind of get it right. They ain't doing shit. 6 points in 2 games.
You know what? And when that's my former defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes. When he took that job, I was a little skeptical because of this quarterback situation. That's how you end up losing your job after 2 years because you get blamed for shit you can't control. Larry Fitzgerald, our age, I don't know another wide receiver on that team.
I was just gonna say, maybe he can't even put this all on Sam because regardless of who the quarterback is Rosen or not, who the hell he throwing to?
One thing I'm learning going into week 3, the entire NFL hates Dez Bryant. Every last one of them. I mean, damn, it's some bad wide receiver situations. He ain't even getting calls. But I digress. That's another.
I mean, yeah, we don't know how much of that Dez did to himself, though.
Absolutely.
So,
don't hit Sam, people.
Please don't hit Sam. It was somebody that hit Sam this weekend that should not have hit Sam. Antonio Bryant. No, Antonio Brown.
Oh, he's having a pretty eventful last couple of weeks. You see, he didn't show up to work Monday. I saw that report. They ain't even. It was like a no call, no show. But we'll get to them. Keep it moving.
All right. Next up, my 49ers won 30-27 over the Detroit Lions. I'll take the W, but I ain't too pleased about it. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Next up, the Denver Broncos. They won 20-19, pulling out a late win over the Raiders. Raiders still 0-2. Still do not have a pass rush
At all. At all.
Jacksonville Savages 31-20 over the New England Patriots. People, it wasn't even really that close.
That shit was convincing.
It was pretty dominant.
With no Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, right. And we ain't just talking about only the defense. Blake Bortles did his goddamn thing.
He looked good.
So there you have it.
No name wide receivers too.
Savages 31-20 over the Patriots. And then the Sunday night game, the Dallas Cowboys winning 20-13 over the Giants. The Giants are making myself and probably a lot of people that expected them to be pretty good this year look pretty stupid right now. They look just like they looked last year.
I heard somebody say something today. It was kind of funny. He was like, everybody's getting mad at the Giants for not taking Sam Darnold at 2. Maybe they figure they can take Saquon this year because they're going to get the number 1 pick next year.
Hey, double up on them. But I don't know. I don't think the quarterback class is that strong this year. I have to look at it again, but it's not as strong.
It's not supposed to be. I didn't put the Monday night game on there, but Chicago's defense beat the brakes off of Seattle last night.
24-17, they won. This Bears offense, though, still has some issues to me. They did the same thing this game, even though they held on, that they did the first game. They kind of jumped out to a nice little 2-score lead, and then second half, the offense didn't really do too much. They have to fix that. I don't know whether it's Trubisky in the offense trying to gel or whether it's Nagy and his play calling, but they have to fix that because that defense is dominant, and you don't want a situation where every week they have to hold opponents under 17 points in order to win because you can't score 17 to 20 points. So that's going to be an issue.
I don't know. I think Chase Daniel's behind him up there. I mean, they're going to play him. I mean, but like you said, you don't want to waste your defense. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do the John Elway thing. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's start off with this New England Savages game. I mean, it's really not but so much to go with this. The only thing I'm still mad about is I talked you into taking the Savages in this game. I would have at least won one this week. But that was a convincing win. I mean, start to finish. It didn't feel like New England was in that game at any point.
Nah, they weren't. They weren't. I was scanning in and out of it, but it was nothing. I didn't have to stay too long watching it to figure out, okay, I can move on from this game. Because it's – yeah.
I mean,
and it came on at the same time my game came on, so that's really why I didn't watch too much of it.
Nah, I mean it was nothing to miss. 3 running backs, 20 carries, 67 yards. I mean, he did his dink and dunk thing, but when you got Blake Bortles going 29 for 45, 377, 4 touchdowns, and 35 yards on the ground, with that defense, they're gonna win some games if he can continue this play, man.
Yeah, they're gonna win. They're gonna win a lot of games. And then, like you said, they didn't even have Fournette.
Right.
You got a defense like that, and you can put up them kind of points early in the game. The first 3 quarters, come fourth quarter. Now you got to deal with Fournette running the ball. It's a problem.
It was only one game, but advantage Jalen. I'm just saying.
Oh, for what, against New England?
Yeah, Gronk only had 1 catch in that game.
Oh, but did Jalen play him, though? Because I know they were breaking down the first game, the playoff game.
Like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he wasn't really on him that much, but he was – okay.
But he wasn't directly saying he was going to guard him the whole time. He just said he didn't think he was special. He was good, but he ain't great. So, right. I mean, that's a great defense, though. I mean, I don't agree. I do agree that Gronk is great in my eyes, but, they put up definitely in that game.
Right, and it's a little – I use the term easier loosely. It's a little easier when you don't have dominant receiving options.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So
we got to watch out for ball game soon.
In very, very soon, because Edelman going to come off that suspension, They just picked up Josh Gordon via trade for a 5th-round pick, and they got a slew of picks next year, so that pick was nothing to them.
Nothing. And they got protection. We can get off that game. We can touch that real quick. Dog, if Josh is not on that active roster 10 games, they get their pick back.
Right.
They're so protected with this. But going forward, Gronk, Edelman, Gordon, you still got Hogan. Dorsett's getting some run now. Hey, man. They treaded water. They played Detroit on Sunday night. They should handle them. So they'll be, 2-1 going into that last game of Edelman, and they're going to be straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they will be as well. They it seemed like the last couple of years we talk about the Patriots, the first couple of games, they don't look like themselves, and we start, is this the end? We start that talk, and very shortly thereafter they normally put us all back in check and put us back like, we're still the Patriots. We might not go undefeated every year, but you can damn sure best believe playing in this AFC East, we win in 10, 11 games every year.
Let me ask you this before we get off of this. Might be a bit of overreaction. If the Savages can get half of this play from Bortles going forward, can we say that they're the number 2 team in the AFC with their defense ahead of Pittsburgh?
I was about to say, if Blake Bortles is going to play like this,
because they beat them twice last year. The 2 times they played Pittsburgh, they beat them.
I'm not even thinking about Pittsburgh. Why aren't they the number 1 team in the AFC? Yes, above the Patriots.
I'm going to still, kiss the ring right now of the Patriots. Right now, I mean.
The only reason I'm saying that is because the defense of the Patriots.
I agree.
It ain't the best right now. We know Brady. We know what he going to do, and like we just said, when they get the weapons back, everything going to be gravy for the offense. But I don't see that defense being, anywhere up to the level that some of the other defenses. I was sitting there looking at the game Sunday, and I started to think, I think they overpaid and wasted some money on Stephon Gilmore.
Absolutely.
He is not. He is not
at all
playing up to what they paid him.
Bro, they had to let Malcolm Butler walk, but hell, he was trash last year. Gilmore was. He was the one getting smoked left and right when they was playing man.
Right, that's what I say. This ain't the first year. This happened. Yeah, this was happening last year. Pretty much ever since he signed the damn deal.
Basically. Amen. Tough break, New England. Tough break.
And I don't see the pass rush from New England that they used to have, and
you mean
all
before they let Chandler Jones walk? The 10 sacks a year they let walk.
Yeah, he went to Arizona and led the league in sacks last year.
Hey, it's the system though. You don't need players. It's the system, New England way.
Yay. It's gonna be interesting to see that. Yeah, but I'm Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Only because the AFC ain't really that strong is the only reason they still kind of right there in that mix to me. Because even though Cincinnati 2-0, I got to see it through a whole season. Miami's 1-1. Did they? No, are they 2-0?
Cuz
they 2-0. Okay.
The state of Florida is undefeated in the NFL right now.
That's right. I'm not drinking Miami's Kool-Aid right now, so it's only week 2. We ain't gonna jump to too many conclusions, but I still put Pittsburgh in that 3-4 range. But right now, Jacksonville. If I had to pick right now, Jacksonville on top of the AFC to me, then Pittsburgh, and then I'm probably putting Kansas City even above Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm putting Kansas City above Pittsburgh.
So where you got New England? 4th?
I think I said that's what I meant to correct.
Okay.
Jags, Pats, Chiefs, Steelers.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, next game up. My Carolina Panthers went into the Georgia Dome. We didn't get it done. Good game, good solid game. This felt like Atlanta treated this game like a must-win to me. Matt Ryan came out and played good ball in this game. I came away with one thought. Maybe it's just Matt and Julio, because he seems to be good in the red zone with everybody else but Julio. He got Ridley. We seen what he's done with Sanu before. What is it with him and Julio?
I mean, some of it is the coverages that they play. With a weapon like Julio, I mean, he's getting doubled and bracketed a lot, especially when they get down there. So he's kind of forced to go other places. He's forced to look for Austin Hooper, Sanu. And then, Matt Ryan, he ran 2 touchdowns this game.
Right.
Okay.
But don't it seem like this is the team that was dangerous when they were spreading the ball around? It's like when he force feeds Julio, it's easy to beat them. You can beat. But when they're spreading the ball around, they got 5, 6 options. This is what Shanahan had them doing when they was averaging 31 a game.
Right. They look. I mean, they look really good Sunday. And if Ito Smith is going to run the ball like that, they already got a decision to make at running back. But Devontae or Tevin is
but the money dictates that though, because I mean $8 million. You can would somebody trade for an $8 million running back? I doubt it.
Only somebody that just desperately needs one. And there's a few teams that have good quarterbacks, decent. For instance, the Colts. We'll put the Colts out there. I know Le'Veon Bell's name coming up a lot, possibly with them next year. I think that'll be a decent fit.
That's a solid fit because $8 million is a lot better than what Le'Veon wants 17.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And Devontae, he kind of fits the mold of some of the backs that they've had in the past. Like your Edgerrin James. Who was after Edgerrin?
Nobody.
Joseph Adai.
Oh, Joseph Adai.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of some of that same stuff. He can catch out of the backfield, run in between the tackles with power. So I think that would be a possible spot for him. It's just I'm thinking of one right now, but they got to pick between one of the two.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Tevin leaving, because even if you let him go, you're gonna have to pay Tevin market rate now, and the market gonna dictate more than what Devontae's getting paid.
Right. In the same way we just mentioned some of those teams that may possibly want to trade for Devontae, why not just sign Tevin outright?
Right.
Because somebody's going to view him as a starter or somebody with the starter capabilities and want to pay him more than what the Falcons can afford to pay a number 2 running back.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right. It's more than likely going to be him out. But, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down the stretch.
Absolutely. My Carolina Panthers played solid. Cam, he had over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. I believe he threw 73% in this game. I'm telling you, people, don't be fooled by these numbers. All you got to do is be checked down Charlie, and they reward you. McCaffrey, 22 touches, 139 yards. 95 of them yards was in the air. I just think nowadays there was a lot of running backs this past weekend. It's just catch the ball. There's not much of a traditional running game nowadays. You just got to catch 10, 15 times out the backfield. That is a running game now.
Yeah, because I think Saquon Barkley, we'll get to that, but I think he caught 14 to 15 passes, something crazy like that.
14 passes in one game. But Devin Funch just refuses to catch the ball. We still had a chance to win that game, but Atlanta looked good.
His hands are ass, man. His hands are ass.
Terrible. Just terrible. But I got to give the credit to the Falcons, man. Got to give it to them. You got it done. I mean, looking at the stats, it was a close game. But Matt Ryan, if they can play like they played Sunday on offense, they're going to be all right. Generated a pass rush. They got New Orleans this week, so we're going to see in New Orleans.
Right. And Matt was able to get some time and kind of sit back there for a second and decipher. So,
absolutely, because we left our defense in Charlotte. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
we were packing to get away from the hurricane. We were packing real fast. Goddamn defense, dog. Just left it at the front door.
Now, when y'all getting Thomas Davis back?
After week 4.
Okay, he caught 4 games. That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna beat Cincinnati this week, I believe, because Joe Mixon being out is gonna hurt. So we're gonna beat them on Sunday, and we'll be 2-1. But yeah, we left the damn defense, and Ron Rivera wasn't too pleased about that. So we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
And I don't think Cam was comfortable without Greg. He didn't look comfortable without his safety net, Greg Olsen, either.
Man,
mainly because that other guy, what's number 80's name? The other tight end, number 80.
Ian Thomas, the youngin.
Yeah, he caught a few balls, but he was fucking up too.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that on the broadcast they were saying, they're letting Cam down today. These guys aren't catching the balls. Torrey Smith, my God. Bad enough. He never really had hands, but now that he ain't super fast either, what is you doing? Why are you here?
hey, he was the only one ready to buck when Casey knocked Cam head off, though.
Oh, he did put hands on him. But we're gonna see these cats again down the line. let's get to this Vikings Green Bay game. All right, I said it on our personal chat on Sunday. I was like, man, they got to address these damn ties. And you jumped in, ain't really nothing they can do. Kickers got to do their job. That is true. But damn, I mean, they can't play until a score.
Well, remember they just went to these overtime rules not too long ago. It used to be another 15-minute half and sudden death. And then you remember they changed that, saying it wasn't fair that both teams played all that time and then they both don't get a chance to do it. So then they rearranged it and they got the rules that they got now. But I think the whole thing about not with football as opposed to like basketball and baseball, you don't want them dudes out there for that, just playing and playing and playing and playing. You know, injuries come into play. That's the only thing I can really see them adjusting or doing, because I was kind of against it at first because I just like the rules the way that they were. Hey, fuck it, sudden death is sudden death right off the rip. But I like the way they have it now. Unless you get a touchdown the first time around, then the other team get the ball. I like that. The only thing I would probably change to address the tie situation is put the clock back to 15 minutes. Gotcha. They have it. The overtime now is only 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
So, but again, maybe that's something that did they bargain that into the last CBA?
I believe they did.
So maybe they got to address that again in 2020. But they got much more bigger fish to fry, I think, than the overtime rule.
Yeah.
I said, you got 60 minutes.
Yeah. I was being an analog old dude because you was right. At the end of the day, if these kickers would have made these kicks the last 2 weeks, it wouldn't have been no ties. Cleveland would have won. Minnesota would have won. Shout out to Mike Zimmer for icing Mason Crosby when he did, because Mason Crosby made the winning field goal. It was just after he called timeout. So
right. Because I remember I was watching that, and I remember flipping back to another game. Like, okay, he made the first one. It's Mason Crosby at home. It ain't really that long. I think it was only like 52 yards.
Yeah.
He'll make it. I turn back. No, we're going into overtime.
Right. They always miss after getting ice. That's such a cold-blooded move. Shout out to him on that. But the way this was trending early on, I was like, this is the game that they brought Kirk Cousins in for. This game here, to beat Aaron Rodgers. If you can't beat a 60% Aaron Rodgers, am I being generous with 60%? Maybe 70%?
Probably.
Okay. So you couldn't beat him at that. That's something wrong with the defense you got. I want to say they didn't really start taking off, getting back in that game to the third quarter. Green Bay was in control most of this game. But
Vikings came back late.
Yeah, he turned it on. Man, these are the best weapons he's ever had at one time. Washington never had a collection. Well, I guess Garcon and D-Jax.
Jackson. But see, the thing when Cousins was in Washington, between Garcon and Deshaun Jackson and Jordan Reed, it was always a problem keeping them all on the field at the same damn time.
Right. Who was a running back? Did they have a running back during that time?
It was RG3 and Alfred Morris, and after Alfred Morris, I think it's been a revolving door since then, right? Basically. I think he was the last steady back, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So it's just been always something with them. And then D-Jax, you look at him, he's pretty much boom or bust. Because if he ain't catching deep balls, he ain't really doing much else.
Nothing.
So it's a different makeup here. He got Thielen, which is strictly possession for the most part. And then you got Diggs, who is your deep threat, but he can do a lot of possession things too.
I think both of them can run damn near every route on the tree. Mm-hmm. And their hands are good. When you get your two wide receivers combined for 21 balls, hey, man, that's solid.
21 balls, 259 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Hey, man, you can't go wrong with that. Off 26 targets.
And you still got Dalvin Cook. You still got Kyle Rudolph.
Treadwell's hands are ass, like really ass. But you got these other two cats.
I'm disappointed in him. I thought he was going to be a real good one coming out of Ole Miss.
I really did too. He had the size, everything, but it don't always translate, people. Jimmy Graham, 6 balls, 95 yards. Devontae Adams was hurt, but still gave you 8 balls for 64 yards. Kirk Cousins, I mean, I guess numerically it looks like he outplayed Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron was hurt. He was sacked 4 times too. They can never get him a running game and a defense at the same time. Never.
Yeah. And then with Cousins' yards, with them being down for most of the game and having to pretty much abandon the run, which is why you're looking at Cook, Dalvin Cook with only 10 carries, 38 yards. They didn't run he came out the game.
I think he got hurt.
Okay, but Kirk Cousins threw the ball 48 times, so they were pass heavy.
Let me ask you this: what would the narrative have been had a hurt Aaron Rodgers beat that defense? What would they be saying about Kirk Cousins and his $84 million? I felt like they were going to be on his ass, even though it's a team game. I felt like they would have been on his ass.
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's a division game. I don't think the questions about him and it'll come up about how much money he's making. I think it's going to be probably, unless they start losing some games here in a row early. Yeah. It won't come up. It won't come up until late or to the playoff time.
Yeah, I mean he's not even the highest paid. He's not even second highest paid at this point. But I know they wanted that win going into this, but another tie. They're gonna see each other down the line. All right, let's get to your San Francisco 49ers getting their first win of the season, beating Matt Patricia and Matthew Stafford's Detroit Lions. Let me ask you a question. I didn't watch this whole game. I know you did. And I was looking at it, and I said, let me ask him this on Tuesday's show. What do you see as the main thing missing in Detroit? I mean, it just don't seem like they can ever get right.
I mean, their defense is not up to par right now. It's not. They got rid of – I'm trying to think some of the guys they've gotten rid of over the last several years.
Sue,
when
was a cornerback too.
Nick Fairley, he was just kind of. I think a lot of that, some of that was his doing. But remember that year he was balling.
Yeah,
they had Nick Fairley, they had Sue. The cornerback was it Darius Slay?
Slay is still there.
He's still there. Okay.
Yeah, he got.
That's right. He got knocked out of the game. Ziggy Ansah. Oh no, Ziggy's still there.
I think the problem with Detroit over them years, they were putting their money on offense. It's like they never really addressed the defense. I mean, they were drafting wide receivers year after year. Right. I don't even recall any big agent defensive players they brought in, like ever.
They've had some okay defenses and some good players that they've drafted. Because remember Terrell Austin was a defensive coordinator for all the time. He was up for the head coaching jobs, but he's not there no more.
Right. That's
so
true.
That could be some of it. But right now, I don't see the cohesiveness. I don't see the heart really.
At all
from them at all. You look at this game. We won by 3 points, but we should have blown them out. Honestly,
yes.
There were several things I was not happy about. My secondary straight trash on Sunday. Outside of probably Richard Sherman, the rest of it garbage. They was getting everything they wanted underneath. There were 3 times that Matthew Stafford just simply missed people on either post or go routes that would have been touchdowns. He just overthrew the ball. I'm talking about the receivers was beating us by 3-4 yards. We had to take our starting corner out fourth quarter because he was getting beat to sleep all day.
Damn.
So, I ended up throwing a drink against the wall at one point during the day.
Hey, y'all dodged the bullet on that interception late.
Jimmy threw another retarded ass pick. A lot we need to fix. We still had red zone issues. That's been a big thing with us. Red zone issues. Getting inside the red zone, either penalties or sacks, taking us to where we just second, third, and long, and then we got to kick field goals.
Yeah.
Settling for field goals. That's not going to win a lot of games. Now, on the positive side,
either. He didn't play that game. I mean, your second leading wide receiver in the game was Dante Pettis with 1 ball. So, I was kind of shorthanded.
Yeah, I like what I saw from Matt Breida running the ball this week.
He's fast.
George Kittle, our tight end, he's good. He's got to make sure he holds on to the ball a little bit more in some cases. But he's good. I think when we get Goodwin back, that'll add the speed element because him and Jimmy really have a really good connection.
Yeah.
So when he comes back, that'll change that. We get Reuben Foster back this week, and we desperately need him because we going against Kansas City this week, and them boys is putting up points. And the way my secondary played last week, we might give up 50.
Hey, spoiler alert, fantasy players play all your KC Chiefs this week.
You know what I'm saying? We might give up 50. Hey, the way we playing.
But you 1-1 right now, so all good. Like you said about this Detroit thing, it don't look good, man.
I mean, Matt Patricia's got that pencil behind his ear, and come to find out, his play calling sheet is laminated. So what the fuck you need the pencil for?
I don't. Hey, man, everybody ain't Belichick, man. Everybody's not. Just because you work with a dude don't mean you are that dude. So, hey, there you go. And they're going to get their ass whooped on Sunday night by the Patriots. That's going to be speaking of bad Sunday night games.
Yeah, because the Patriots don't really lose 2 games in a row. And the way they got their asses whooped Sunday and the way Detroit defense has been looking, if we can put up 30 on them, Tom Brady and them going to be licking their chops. Is the game in New England too? More than likely if it's a Sunday night game.
I believe it's in New England, and they're going to probably try to get Josh Gordon off on national television to say they some geniuses. So, he'll be running down the sideline. Lord knows if Darius Slay is out with the concussion, who the hell they going to put on him? Who they going to put on?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in New England because Detroit just had a Monday night game.
Yeah, if they got 2 primetime games, something's wrong.
Right. Who the fuck made the schedule?
But let's jump on this last game, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. I'm gonna be a hater.
Well, no. Okay. The fucking game is in Detroit.
How in the hell?
So that means they're gonna have. Was the game against the Jets? Was it a Thursday night game?
No, that was Monday night. That was the Monday opener of the doubleheader, and that was in Detroit.
So they got 3 primetime games because everybody play a Thursday night game, so they're gonna get one of them down the road somewhere.
God damn! Why? Hey man, bless their heart.
Flex scheduling.
Yes, please. All right, let's the Giants and the Cowboys. Man. I'm gonna be a hater for a minute, man. Y'all, I bet you Cowboys fans, y'all was excited about that first that deep pass that your boy Dakota threw. That was about 65 yards. That touchdown.
Yeah.
But he finished with 160 yards. That was the first play of the first quarter.
Oh man.
Y'all drank that Kool-Aid. I ain't see nothing different. You just played a team that ain't good on defense. I see nothing different.
And Dallas defense was just whooping Eli's ass.
Man, that's what? I know you especially, you were saying, man, Eli's not done, man. He got some time left. Man, they are moving up Eli's his time frame with this offensive line every damn week. Every damn week.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even blame him for taking these hits because he ain't got time. As soon as he hiked the ball, everybody in the backfield. As soon as he hiked the ball.
Right. And we say it all the time. Eli's guy, he ain't taking no sack if he can avoid it.
That's not happening.
He gonna throw the ball. He either gonna throw that pick or he gonna throw the ball into the ground or out of bounds. He ain't got time to do that.
It's bad, man. It's bad. I picked the Giants to win this division because I figured OBJ would get back. They bringing Saquon in. They got the tight end, the other young wide receiver. All that shit don't matter if Eli is not upright. It does not matter. You know what I would do for this team? It would be costly, but it would send a message. I would cut Eric Flowers. First round pick and all. I'd cut Eric Flowers.
He is absolute trash.
Just do it. I mean, that might energize Eli. Because maybe if old boy wasn't on that old leg, go hit my quarterback, give him some time. But
when we think about it, though, if they have to play Eric Flowers as much as they play him, that means they don't have shit else. They don't have nothing else.
Where can you find big dudes on the street to play offensive line? Like, where do you think they hanging out at? The gym? You be in the gym a lot. Is it like 6'5" dudes, 300 pounds with long arms just walking around?
Not ready to play in the NFL, not ready to play on the offensive line or anywhere. The big dudes I see like that in the gym, they look like they can't wait so they can go to Krispy Kreme after. You know what I'm saying? They be in there on this shit right here.
They got like 5 arms. No, alligator arms.
Be in there for 5 minutes, sweating hard as hell, like woo, and leave. Nah,
You can't. As trash as Eli has looked, can you blame him for this?
Nah. Now Only thing I can say maybe they need to do different is why are they not running the ball more? Because it wasn't like Dallas was like out in front of them by 30 points. I think they still could have stuck to the run game a little bit more. Or like you said earlier, everybody going to this dink and dunk little pass game to the running backs. You still need to run the ball, actually run the ball. So
normally, run blocking is a lot better than pass blocking because you're just moving forward. But they just aren't doing that. And that doesn't, Pat Shermer was supposed to be, the guy to come in and transform this offense. Well, I mean, if you don't have the players, it don't work out. They go into Houston next week. Both teams 0-2.
Now, that game, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have looked at that game on this week's schedule and probably put it in the top 4 or 5 games. Right. Not now.
Hey, this is an early desperation bowl.
It's only because they both 0-2, right?
They both 0-2. So
where's the game at? Is it in Houston?
It's in Houston.
I'll probably take the Texans on that.
I'll probably take the Texans on that one. So they're gonna be 0-3, and no answers on the offensive line. You gave Odell $95 million. They can't get him the ball because the quarterback can't stay upright.
You ain't got no time.
You ain't got no time. So
hey. And you got weapons. You got Odell. You got Barkley. You got Evan Ingram. You got Shepard. And you can't get these dudes the ball.
Hey, are they going to regret not taking Darnold?
I mean, maybe in the long run, yeah. But, they looked at it as let's go ahead and win now. We got a 3-year window probably with Eli Max. Let's go ahead and try to win right now. So they felt that, especially with the way their run game has been, I guess they figured taking Saquon was the best thing to do. Why take a quarterback if you are rolling with the fact you think Eli got multiple years left? So I mean,
shit.
I get it.
He gets hit just the same. So
right. I mean, if they drafted him, he probably wouldn't even be playing because you in that situation, unless it's late in the season, especially with how they did Eli last year with the last regime, Sam Darnold wouldn't see in that field.
No, he wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess once you say what you're gonna do and you go on with that philosophy, then you got to go down that. You got to go down that road. So I mean, it's easy to look back now and say they should have, but
you 100 on that. But yeah, Dallas. I don't see much different on the offense at all. Who do they have this coming week? The Dallas Cowboys. They got Seattle. That
in Seattle.
They probably get that one.
I'm about to say Seattle is hot garbage.
Oh man. But you know what though? They needed to break up that championship defense up there and put the whole team on Russell's back with no help.
With no line.
That's what they needed to do because he is everything they needed up there.
Did you see that shit Pete Carroll said about taking Carson out of the game? I got to do better. I don't know why I took him out because I thought he was gassed on special teams. Somebody posted the snap counts.
Yeah,
do play 2 times on special teams. That was it.
Why don't you just say you want to play the rookie instead of Lion?
Pretty much.
Just say that. But yeah, man.
Because I saw some Seattle fans saying that first game about Penny that they was that he was purposely sticking Penny in. Why are you taking Carson out when he's doing so good? I think he averaged like 6 or 7 yards a carry last week.
He did,
but then they kept putting in Penny. So I don't know.
Draft capital be controlling a lot of these people's decisions. But
yeah, you were.
Seattle don't look good at all. And Russell horrible picks in that game last night.
That pick six was horrendous. That was that reminded me of Jimmy G right there. Probably not this season. But how much longer before Pete Carroll started getting that heat to his ass?
Oh, I got an even better question for you. Who has more heat right now? Pete Carroll or Mike Tomlin?
Probably Tomlin.
Because they're supposed to be winning.
Because, yeah, exactly. They're supposed to be winning, and you just got a lot of drama on the field but off the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know about the Lev Bell thing, and then we know about all the offensive linemen and teammates saying what they saying about his money. You got AB blowing up.
He's
or
wild.
You know what? I can't even say what he was doing because it could have been a dead situation where we thought he was blowing up, but if you hear the audio, the conversation is totally different. But it didn't look good, and it definitely didn't look good. Him not coming to work Monday.
Right.
So you got that situation.
It looked good, him on the sideline in the OC's ass on Sunday. I mean, bro, they're throwing you the ball 15 plus times a game. I mean, it'd be different. You can't say they're not looking for you if they're throwing you 15, 16 targets a game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that. So it's just a lot going on there. But I'm starting to believe that heat is picking up on Tomlin. And, you know, being a player's coach is starting to come back on him. Seems like that whole tide is turning. Every Steeler or former Steeler is on TV. He needs to get more control of the team. You know, they just do what they want. But that's another.
I mean, pretty much. And I saw him today talking about.
I didn't even see what he said about AB. What did he say in regards?
He just said, yeah, we're gonna have a talk about his social media post. You had a talk last year about his social media post when he did the Facebook thing?
Is he becoming a substitute teacher?
Like how many talks you gonna have with a grown ass man about the same shit?
Are they starting to treat him like, you know, is he Charlie Brown's teacher? Wah 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 wah.
Hey, maybe the message is wearing a little thin. Hey. You know, because when you a hard nosed dictator type, do it this way. When you that type of dude, when you not winning or when that message get old and people start hearing it, they start tuning your ass out. They start tuning you out.
Was that 2009 they won that last Super Bowl against Arizona?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, so he's been there 9 years. Yeah, that shit might. Well, actually, it had to be 10 because he was there a year before that. So, yeah, that message might be wearing out. All right, let's run through it. Well, we already talked about Josh Gordon, talked about Pittsburgh. Any tidbits I'm missing? I didn't do my homework this week.
No, I just want to give another shout out to John Gruden and the Raiders losing the game that I thought they were going to win at the last minute.
I want you to hit that, and I also want you, because you watched the fight. I didn't see it. But, yeah, let's talk about Gruden real quick. Bruh, I shouldn't delight in people losing, but it kind of makes me feel good that the $100 million coach is 0-2 when he said that $90 million or $95 million for an all-pro in his prime was too much. And Khalil Mack is balling. David Carr did all he can do in that game. I want to say he only missed 3 passes, maybe. But I'm delighting in this.
I mean, you look at the pass rush. Obviously, you look at Mack and he's gone. So we obviously say, damn. Of course, they should have kept him. But I mean, if we honest, eventually, if they couldn't pay him what the Bears pay him, eventually that would have become a problem with Carr making the kind of money that he made.
Right.
So eventually, that would have been a problem. The problem I have with how they dealt with the situation is, one, Lil Mack has said if they would have just simply reached out to me and shown a little bit more that they wanted me there, we could have made some concessions on the money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's L number one. And then 2 on top of that, and I'm losing my train of thought. Well, their defense is not playing that bad, actually. They're not giving up a whole lot of points. The offense, to me, is what's the problem. That's what Gruden is there for.
Well, this last game, they only gave up 20, but, well, I guess we shouldn't count the Rams. I mean, they're the Rams.
I'm sorry, they gave up 30. They gave up 33.
That's the Rams, though. That's probably one of the top 2 offenses in the league, so I don't fault them for that. But,
right, but they had this particular game won, but they got to do. I mean, they have to do more on offense. That's what I was going to say. Back to the Khalil Mack. I lose my thought, then I bring it back. The problem I have is, I know me and you talked about it, I would have franchised his ass until I couldn't franchise him no more.
Exactly.
Your hand was
act like they're scared to use that hammer. It's your hammer.
And it's not like you had anybody else on that team to use it on.
No.
Other than Amari Cooper. You can pay Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? You could have paid him. You know what I'm saying? You can get him a 3-year extension right now that in 2 years, that'll look like a great deal for you. You know what I'm saying? But I would not have let Khalil Mack walk when he was still under contract for another year, and you still had the franchise tag in your back pocket.
For 3 years.
It just doesn't make any sense. Pittsburgh has shown you how to use it and abuse it.
Absolutely.
With Lev Bell. So that's the part to me that I don't like about it.
Yeah, they kind of chumped themselves in that regard. So I feel the same way about that. Oh, well, here's another story. Carson Wentz got cleared today.
Finally,
He's starting on Sunday against, who are they playing? The Eagles are playing the Colts at home. Yeah, that's a good game to come back to.
Mm-hmm.
Not a super stout pass rush, so he should be able to put up some points. I mean, I guess I was skeptical because I was like, okay, but they taking him off the street. He's had no contact, and they gonna throw him out there. But like you said, he's been practicing pretty much since August. Just couldn't nobody hit him. So
right, and you can't hit the quarterback in practice anyway. So I mean, if he can move, if he can protect himself, that's my only question. Because I'm starting, if this went on one more week, somebody need to start asking the question, why the hell they didn't put him on the PUP list?
That's manipulating the PUP, huh?
I was about to say, who the hell are the doctors? Because if this one went 3-4 weeks, hey man, come on now. There's no way you underdiagnose this thing to that degree. I can see 1 or 2 weeks.
Right.
They would have had to make that decision back before camp started.
Right.
So I can see being a week or 2 off. But if he needed a whole other month plus, then yeah, I might need to be looking for some new doctors. But maybe they had them doctors that looked at Kawhi Leonard and Denny Green.
Right. Yeah, San Antonio. That was a shot. All right, I had one last something like the news story I forgot to throw out there, and then we're gonna get on the fight and get up out of here. They did not give the man's name, but did you hear about this cat who he played William Hill's Progressive Parlay in Vegas? If you get 16 straight wins, he played $5 and won $84,565. Basically, he picked every game right. The one tie, a tie counts as a win.
Hey, he deserved it because them parlays, man, them shits is hard to hit.
Cuz $5 cost you 84 racks.
Hey, that's a win right there. He probably didn't go to work this week.
Oh, bro. Remember we was young Thundercats? We go up there and get them damn lucky sevens. We be like, if I'm winning 7,000, I'm going home right now.
Going home right now. You won't see me for probably 2 weeks at that age. Because, 7,000 back, 19, 20, that's before I won't put you out there, but I said I didn't even have a bank account. My whole check in my pocket.
Hell, I was with you. Hell, going straight to Lenox Mall, buying sneakers and polo. All right, dog. You watched the fight.
Yeah.
What'd you have on it?
Canelo looked good. He came out and he was in Triple G's ass. Triple G was slow to start. He was backing up. He was retreating versus coming forward like he was in the first fight. But later on in the fight, he picked it up, and I thought he won enough of the later rounds and a few of the early rounds. I thought he did enough to pull out a win. I thought he beat him by maybe 1 round, 2 at the most.
What did you think about Oscar De La Hoya's open letter? Did you see it?
About him coming back?
Yeah, not that. Defending Canelo. Because a lot of folks are saying Triple G won that fight. He wrote a letter, with constant points saying that Canelo won this fight. It wasn't close. The fans was at Canelo saying he wasn't fighting Mexican enough, which means he wasn't aggressive. That was his direct quote, people. But
if he had to do all that, then he know.
Basically, I was real surprised he did that.
If you had to write a book report or an essay with outline and bullet points why you thought your fighter won a fight, yeah, you know what's up. pretty much the consensus where everybody thought Triple G won this fight. I thought he won the first fight, which they called a draw. So, here we are. We know how boxing is. It's a sport. It is what it is. You can call it corrupt or whatever else you want to call it. It all can be true. They want the trilogy.
So you think December?
Of this year? Nah. Probably
I'm thinking New Year's Eve. I'm sorry. Or January.
Nah, because with a fight of that magnitude, you want at least 45 to 60 days just to promote it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, then you got to factor in they got to have some downtime after this one. go back to the negotiating table. So factor all that in, probably May of next year, probably Cinco de Mayo weekend.
A year? Well, it's not a year, but it's not a year.
Think of the old Floyd schedule.
Yeah,
Floyd used to have this time, and Cinco de Mayo on lock pretty much every year. It's pretty much every 6 months.
Basically,
that's when you can pretty much right. I mean, if you're fighting more than that, if you're fighting 3 times a year, 4 times a year, then a couple of those fights are probably suckers. Or they were very short fights where you didn't really take a lot of, punishment, and you don't.
At this stage, can there be any discussion on the split? It's 50-50, right?
With the money,
yeah.
You see now, knowing Oscar's ass, since Canelo won this fight, and Canelo, the thing is, Canelo is the bigger or the more popular fighter, mainstream. He's a bigger TV draw, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that does warrant a certain degree of the money. And now that he's won this fight, now barring all his drug tests and everything come back clean, now that he's won this fight, I can see Oscar's greedy his ass pushing for 60-40. Because Triple G looked a little bit old in this fight. I ain't gonna front. He looked a little bit older in this fight. He's not he's not the main draw. So I can see Oscar and Canelo's side trying to push for a little bit more of the pie. But at the bare minimum, it should be 50-50.
All right, last story. This is a funny one to get us up out of here. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, December. What you got?
Hey, I'm not buying that shit. The most I got is $10 cover charge somewhere. That's the most I got. And if it's at somebody's house, I bring a bottle. That's it. That's all I got on it.
There you go. Well, we done.
All right. Well, there it is, people. We appreciate y'all tuning in to our Week 2 NFL recap along with some other bullshit. But we know we like to entertain ourselves and y'all. But always reach us on the social media platforms, the Facebook page, the IG page, the Twitter page, all the pages, all the apps. YouTube channel, if you want to look at our ugly ass faces, search AA Sportscast, Straight Sports No Chaser. Leave comments, leave some thumbs up. If you have not already done so, and I'm not sure why, but if you have not already done so, hit the damn subscribe button.
There you
Please.
go.
We appreciate it. On the iTunes platform and Spreaker as well.
There you go.
Uncle Hate, tell these people where to reach you at when they can talk to you on social media if they feel the want to.
There you go. You can reach me at Rike6000. Holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, you can holler at your boy at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. How's the fantasy league coming?
Your boy is taking 2 L's early on. Alpha Ice, shout out to that boy Eric from Canaan Ice. He beat my ass this past week. I mean, it wasn't good at all. I'm not holding the fam down right now, but it is.
It's all good. It's early, and if I know you, like I know you, somebody is gonna get finessed on a trade at some point within the next couple of weeks.
And
that's gonna turn the tide. I already know it.
You already know.
And I got something else I'm gonna shoot by you too. I got something I think may make the fantasy league maybe a little more interesting that I haven't seen anybody else doing. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But again, baby, for Uncle Hate, for your boy Diego Barishnikov, it's AA Sports, Straight Sports No Chaser. We up out of here. We'll holler at y'all in a couple of days to give our Week 3 picks. Y'all be easy, be safe out in these streets. Peace.
Peace.